A very good evening to everybody watching. Thank you for joining us tonight on the evening review. My name is Toivo Jebela. Tonight on the platform we are joined by Rauna Kahenge. She is a convener for the Women for Women lunch. It's an upcoming event. She will explain in a moment what it is about, but it's an exciting one. Thank you very much, Rauna, for making time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, wonderful. The event is entering its 4th edition already.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so when did it start, and what inspired it initially?
Okay, so the first year that we hosted the Women for Women lunch was in 2021.
Okay.
So we have taken a gap, like a break for the past 2 years.
Okay.
So that's why this one is a bit bigger than the other ones that we have had. So it started as a lunch where we just bring women together to have honest conversations, to build networks, and just like bring like-minded women together, which has now grew into like a community where women like want, obviously because now they are grown women.
Yes.
So it's like you want now to be up to speed with how women are growing. So basically, it's just a safe place, a space where we create that we have created for women to come together to either share about their journeys, for them to be able to either inspire the next woman and be like, okay, relate to what the next person is going through, what the next woman has gone through, and then learn from that. So what has inspired it is just that safety that we want as women, to be able to be open and share our experiences and grow from it. Yeah.
Absolutely. What kind of women are we talking about here? I'm asking because there's always this idea that events like this are really for your established women and stuff like that.
Right. No, we are bringing different women from different backgrounds, whether it's from school, whether you're in university, in high school, because we started when we were still in school, right? Maybe university. So from there you grow. So from that side, from that time, we're maybe trying to learn on how to navigate life and growing up, right? Now we're like more like navigating how to, learning how to navigate maybe our daily experiences as either in the work environment, whether it's in a business environment, or like just as family members and stuff like that. So we welcome all different types of women, whether it's the young ones, because those are the ones that can learn from the ones that are a bit older now. So we are not looking for the more established women. We're not looking for the women that know it all or have it all figured out, because the aim of the event is to learn from each other, whether it's with when it comes to our faith, when it comes to our healing, when it comes to our finances and wealth and building wealth and all of those things. So it's basically to learn. So if you're already established, you don't have anything to learn, right? So it's just that safe space for every single person to come through. Yeah.
Absolutely. You spoke a lot about healing. What does that mean? Healing from what?
Okay, so I know this is something that goes around a lot, like about healing. So it's normal for one to want to know what exactly it entails. So for us, it's basically dealing. We have acknowledged and we have accepted the fact that certain situations have affected the way we approach life, the way we approach our finances, the way we deal with people, situations on a daily life, in our daily lives. So healing basically means like understanding where you're coming from and how that environment has impacted you or affected you in whatever way. And then once you have acknowledged that and have notice that, okay, this is how I'm affected, and then from there you focus on, okay, how can I change my habits? How can I change my daily decisions? Because maybe this thing has affected the way I've been. So basically just coming to terms with the fact that, okay, we have something to work on. And once you have come to terms and you acknowledge this is what I have to work on, then you look for ways on how to navigate. So basically habits, different habits. You build different habits on how to do it. Hence why we're having therapists and different people that can help us with our internal work.
Absolutely. The theme for this year, it's a whole woman experience, healing hearts, building wealth, living with purpose.
Yes.
Why did you think it was important just maybe to really have all these 3 dimensions discussed at once?
Yeah. So I personally believe that empowerment is not one-sided, right? It's something that I approach it in a holistic manner. It doesn't make sense if you are let's say you have the finances, right, but you are not healed, because the way you deal with those finances, it will still be affected by the way you are, with how you're healed, or whether you're healed or you're not. So it influences. So it's important that if you deal with the internal work for instance, to deal with internal work. Then from there you approach things differently. And if it's possible for a person to be financially stable or have the money, but if you're not healed or if you're not emotionally disciplined, when it comes to your finances and your decisions, you can still mess up the finances. But if you do, and sometimes you can have both, right? You can be healed, you can have the money, but what is the purpose for having the money? What are you going to use the money for? So hence why we approach it in that manner that, okay, for you to be a whole woman, it's important to work on this specific things, because these are what determines how you show up.
Absolutely. And then you say that women cannot fully pour into their families and workplaces and communities while neglecting their own healing. In other words, the optimum that they can do for their families and their communities cannot be realized if they are not fully grounded. What are some of the biggest barriers preventing women from really being impactful to the fullest in the families and in the country generally?
I think one thing that we can acknowledge is that women are nurturers, right? But even just as we are being brought up as a young girl, you are taught to take care of people, take care of the family, take care of your siblings, take care of your husband, take care of your partner, whatever, and all of that. So that is a beautiful thing, because it's what we are called on this earth to do. But it can also become a thing where women now just focus on those things, as in pouring into the next person and not into themselves. Where it's even if you're coming from work, because women are working as well now. So if you come home, you have to still show up as a mother or as a wife and stuff like that. So there's no time for you to be like in your little corner and be like, I'm not feeling well, I can't cook. People need to eat. So some of the barriers can be that women now approach these whole responsibilities as I need to do it, rather than, okay, for me to show up better for my people, I need to pour into myself. And when a woman has poured into herself, I know that they show up so much better. So it's a thing of like having that mindset of like, I have to do this. Sometimes it's also like changing their mindset of like, you get to do this, right? You get to be a mother, you get to be a partner, and all of that. So that's why that safe space is created, because we do have married women, we have women that are in business, that are in the corporate world, but are still trying to balance the whole thing, or like trying to navigate. So it's important, because then when women are in that space with those other women, they get to understand, okay, in as much as this might be overwhelming sometimes, at least I get to do this. So it's a different outlook in this whole thing, right? You don't look at it from an overwhelmed point of view. You look at it from, this is a blessing that I need to be really honing onto and experiencing and really being present about in the whole thing. So, but then at the same time, we are encouraging them to understand that it's important, in as much as you want to take care of your people, it's important for you to have that community weight that pushes you to be to take care of yourself and really focus on your wellness, and also your mentality, your mental health, and also like what is your reset button, where do you go, really. So that's why we're trying to create that safe space now for like, you can come through and then we can help each other, then you show up even better.
It must be a challenging thing for women. Of course, I'm married myself.
Yes.
I don't talk about my wife now.
Yeah.
But the fact that you just spoke about how being a woman comes with the extra burden of being a mother.
Yes.
Of being a homekeeper, if you like. And I'm sure for corporate women, but not only in the corporate space, the true sense of the word, but a mother who goes out to hustle the whole day and come back in the evening, and then find her kitchen staring at her, waiting for things to happen. That must be a challenge. And I suppose these are some of the things that we want to really find solutions to.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. And I feel like the most important thing is that when a woman, because I believe that there are women that do not like doing what they're doing, like nurturing their homes. I don't think so, because if it's within your plan to be that, to be a wife, to be a mother, then you should know that these are things that come with it, right? So it's a thing of like, I think the biggest thing for us is to change the outlook and how you do it from a point of is a blessing, but how do I position myself to make sure that I'm showing up the right way and the best way, which is now taking care of yourself. And that's what we are trying to introduce to the women. Like, you can do this, you can, for you to show up better, maybe take a day within the week, for instance. Do something that is within for your own, whether it's a run, for instance, or a walk, or journal, anything that can help you and something that speaks to you. So we're just trying to maybe create those habits for them to be able to be like, okay, this is what I can do, this is how I can show up in order for me to be the best version of myself for the people that are around me.
My difficulty, Rauna, is when conversations like that are, had, and me as a husband,
Yes.
I'm not privy necessarily to the conversations there.
Yes.
Then wifey comes home and she says to me, I have just learned new ways to do things and to chase my dreams and to heal and all that. And I have no idea what she's talking about.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that these lessons cascade down to men also in some way, so that so that there's an alignment? Otherwise, I would think that she just went to attend some feminine event and they poisoned my wife, and now suddenly she, all those kind of things.
Yeah, no, I understand. I think that's why for our event we have male speakers as well. Yeah, so we have male speakers because we believe that a woman will never be whole without the wisdom of a man, and also like learning from that. We are not anti-men. We are not like against. We're not here to be feminists and be like, let's do things for ourselves. You can divorce your husband tomorrow and be like, you'll be fine. No, we are more about, okay, how you approach things is also really important, and how you look at things is also really important. Do the internal work for you to be able to look at things differently, whether it's your husband, how you handle him, how you talk to him, whatever. I'm not an expert in that, but things like that. That's why we're having therapists and marriage counselors that are coming on board, to also, because we know that as you grow, we have women that are about to be wives and some that are already wives, but they don't even know, they're not even prepared for marriage, right? So that's why we bring all those other people to come on board to share their expertise. And in terms of men, we bring the men on board for a reason, because we want women to understand. Because people were asking me, why do you have men on men speakers on a women's event? I'm like, because we are nothing without the men. Not to say we can't function, but we need the men to grow, and we need each other, to be quite honest. And that's the most important thing. That's also something that the narrative that we're trying to push, not us pulling them away from their partners, because it's not a biblical thing to do also. So that's why we are also approaching it in a faith manner as well. So it's a matter of like understanding, teaching the women that, no, when you do go home, it's not about, you don't need me, I don't need you. It's about, how can we approach this differently? This is what I've learned. And I would like to, I need your support to be able to push on this. I need to heal in this regard. I need you to be more gentle with me. I need you to listen to me. And when I need a break, can I come to you? And then you hear me out, and then we can work together as a team, because that's what it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We go for a very short break and return with Rauna Kahenge in a moment. We are still talking to Rauna Kahenge here on the evening review. She is the convener of the Women to Women Lunch, an event bringing women together to discuss critical matters. And one of those matters, Rauna, is also financial independence. And I think it's a very, very important topic, because we are living in a time when men say they can't breathe anymore. Wherever they look, it's just, babe, do this for me. I need a favor. Babe, my rent for this month, my hair, these kind of things. Why is it important going forward that women really attain some sort of stability on their own?
I think there is saying that women deal with their finances in an emotional way, and I know it's true to an extent. So I think with this, the reason why we are bringing on financial advisors is because we know that if you are, because we do have a lot of women that are getting into business, but they don't even know how to build systems, right, for the businesses. I feel like men are really good at that, but women are not really good at building systems to make sure that the money end up working for them. They become basically the businesses. So it's a thing of like, I know it's important because we do not have that, it's more about being informed, right? We are not that informed on how to manage the money. And it's important for us to manage that, because if you want to build wealth, it needs to start with knowing how to manage even just your salary or the little that you have. It's not about you waiting for the bigger funds for you to be like, okay, I can be able to manage this one if I get it, or a better job and then more income and all of that. So, and also like when it comes to you building your businesses, unfortunately you do need that financial discipline, you need that financial literacy, and for you to get to a point where the company can run itself or the business can run itself and all of that, it is also influenced by the way you manage your finances. So the reason why we want women to learn about this, the reason why we want to bring on a financial advisor is because also in another way, women need to learn how to invest their money. We need to learn how to grow our money, not only like earning the money, but also like growing the money. Where do we plant the money? Because if we are supposed to multiply, right? And grow whatever it is that we have. So how do we do that if we don't know, right? So we need the practical ways on how to do that. So that's why we're bringing on those people. We want to try and bring on other financial institutions to come teach the women how to do it, or what other possibilities are out there. Because instead of putting, for instance, your money in a 32 days account, you can open an investment account, which has a better return and stuff like that. So it is important, because then it also lifts off a lot of weight from other people that you are dependent on, whether, like you're saying, a partner, right? Because you do know how to be like, okay, I can take care of the home. Maybe it's paying the bond, for instance. Maybe I can take care of the home. It doesn't have to worry about, okay, how do I food in the house, for instance. If I am financially disciplined and I know how to manage my money or use the money, the little that we have, then I'll be able to take that weight off the man's shoulders. Because then, if, like you said, it is a situation where men they feel overwhelmed now by the responsibilities, and if they have a partner, if now they do have a partner that is also financially literate and financially disciplined, they will be able to at least lift a bit of it from them. Yeah,
absolutely. There's also a very important topic around women supporting each other instead of competing against each other.
Yes.
Why is that sort of solidarity important? I'm also asking because I don't know what this is about women, and I hope I don't get in trouble by saying this, but I know that if you have known two female friends, like ladies who are friends, and you knew them from 5 years ago,
yes,
and then you bump into one of them this year, and they say, how's Rauna your friends? Nah, don't talk to me about that one. We are not. Because the pace at which women sort of break off relationships with each other is alarming.
Yes.
So why is it important, perhaps, just to make sure that you support each other in this journey of healing and creating wealth and all these kind of things, instead of seeing each other as adversaries?
Yeah. The funny thing is that even when it comes to friendships, that has a lot to do with internal work, right? Because women, they have a thing of competition. Like, it's a competition when it comes to almost everything. And we want to try and build that community where it's a thing of like, if you have a scarcity mindset where you feel like there's only one space for one person and that woman is me, then you tear the next person down, right? Because it's a competition. You tear the next person, the next woman down, because there's only one space and it has to be you. But what we are trying to push is the narrative that if you, instead of fighting for that one chair, how about we create more chairs, right? Around on how to, that's why we are like talking about, okay, if you feel like you are in a leadership position and you feel like there's only one space for that woman, how about you create more leadership positions? How about you create more opportunities? And how do you do that? By connecting, sharing information, educating each other. And if you are running a business and you're with Rauna who's also running a business, tell her how can you, and your business is successful, for instance, you can tell Rauna how does she get there, right? How did you get to the point that you are? So it's about building that safe space for us to be like, okay, let's share. What do we have? How can I learn from you? How can your story inspire me? Because if you create another table or another chair, then there's no competing. You are both running your own race, and each one of you can grow, because really there's enough space for each and every single person that is on this earth. So it's to break that narrative where we need to be in competition with everybody, with each other, which we really, it's not necessary.
So this year's event sounds like bigger than the first three that you held.
Yes.
Beyond the talks of the day, what impact do you seek to make on women in general and just in society, women in particular, in society in general?
Yeah. So with the event, we want to continue to build that community where women can go out and help the next child, because we do it. The Women for Women falls under an NGO. And we do a lot of community work as well, whether it's going out there, because now we have different women from different backgrounds, whether it's in terms of careers and life experiences. So we go out there, right? We do want to build more. We have a lot of projects that we want to host within the years, not throughout the year, not only like the early. This is a flagship event, but then we want to host more events, whether it's going out into the community, whether it's feeding the less privileged ones, and also like other little minor projects that can maybe revolve around teaching the next girl child how to manage their finances as they grow, when they get into because after varsity you get a job, and then what do you do? What are the possibilities out there in terms of insurance? What can we teach? We maybe have somebody that maybe works in Old Mutual, they work wherever, so they'll be able to present those things to them at an early stage, and once they do that, then they get to learn, and as they grow they know better. Because other women probably didn't know. Once you get a job, you just do whatever it is to the money. But then once you do learn from an early stage, we want to build that community. We want to build that movement where women are impacting and helping the next, not only the girl child but also the boy child. Yeah. So it's a movement that we're trying to build in that manner. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uplifting the next person, uplifting the next woman, uplifting your communities as well, wherever you are.
Absolutely. You never know who is watching. Tell us more about now the logistics of the event, where will it take place, ticket prices, and if sponsors want to come on board or anything like that, talk to them.
Yes, so the Women for Women initiative or launch is taking place on the 3rd of October, 2026, which is in a few, maybe 6 weeks' time. It will be happening at Koi Experience. It's in Southern Industrial. The tickets are 350 Namibian dollars. You can find them at any model store or web tickets, or you simply contact us if you want the tickets, if you want to buy it from us. For sponsors, we are welcoming all different types of sponsors, because right now we are pushing the movement of, because as we have been preparing the event, we have had ladies reaching out that they can't afford, maybe from school, most of them, they can't afford the tickets. So we have a movement or a campaign that's going on right now, which is give a seat at the table. So you can sponsor a ticket or two, then we give them away to those. We host publicly, obviously, to give them away to the people that are in need. There will be criteria that need to be met, obviously, for them to qualify to get the tickets. What more can I say?
No, I think.
But
thank you, Rauna, for coming. We appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Sounds like a very wonderful and timely intervention. All the best, and we look forward to your event.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that is Rauna Kahenge. She is the convener of the Women for Women Lunch. It's an event taking place in early October, and yeah, it was a nice conversation. Thank you for watching.